Welcome back.
Welcome back. Yes, second.
You know, you're the first guest on Vice Versa.
No.
I kid you not. Where you were the first original guest. You, Bashir, and Sina.
And Sina.
Yeah. That was the original first Vice Versa.
Did we do one with...
We did two back to back.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
And then we did another one with Noel.
Noel.
So you did, this is your fourth one.
That's my fourth? You
Yeah.
said two.
Two back to back we did. Episode 1 and episode 3 of Vice Versa. And then we did an SNS with Noel.
Noel. Oh
So
my
this is your fourth
God.
pod in 4 years.
In 4 years.
4
yeah,
years.
predictive.
So seriously, we've changed. Now we have cameras.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Before it was a nice little, it was at my house originally. And then it was the
Yes.
basement studio.
That's
now we're
true.
at home. Yeah, it changed a lot.
Trying to evolve. Evolution.
Yes, a lot. The numbers came out last week with Spotify. We hit 999% growth.
That's amazing. And it's going to be a lot more since I'm here, right?
Yes, of course.
Self-confidence.
I have a celebrity here. Celebrity. Fire just like your hair.
Yeah, fire.
You've had red hair for a long time now.
Yeah, and I think I tried them all, but this is the one. It's actually not red. It's a magenta, which has a kind of purple, pink, and red. Yeah, I guess I always pick whatever is not common.
But you're not coming.
No, I'm not. I guess you
You're
can't put me-
particular.
Yeah,
Special. How's Ottawa?
love it. I mean, okay. Oh my God, you hit something now. I was like, I'm gonna be complaining. You know, I'm positive, right? But Canada in general is not doing well.
Ah, yes.
Okay, but I would rather, like, that was the second best decision to go to Ottawa, like to move to Ontario and leave Quebec.
For what reasons? Money, gossip.
Oh, gossip, okay, that's a good one.
Because one of my
money,
oldest
no.
friends lives in Ottawa, and he's happy there.
It's
quiet.
Quiet. Let's say it's how is it? Stable since most of the people are the government servant, public servant, right?
Yes.
So they have a steady salary and job and everything. They're less nervous. I mean, when you come back to Montreal, you can see that.
You find people here nervous?
Oh my God, it's so hectic. People, the way they drive. I mean, I used to drive like this, and I maybe still drive like this a little bit, but like I see the difference. I see the difference every time I come back to see friends and family. I'm like, I did the best. I took the best decision. That was the best move I've ever done to go and live in Ottawa. Small, fertile for business.
Business, I heard it's good.
Yeah.
Social life,
For
not
the
that much.
Social life, I think now I could say it's been 10 years, right?
Oh, wow, already.
Yeah, already almost 10 years. And I think everything changed after COVID. And we changed obviously because we're getting older. Before it was like, partying, going out and come and drive in 2 hours to Montreal, maybe two, because party here is a lot better than there. But now after COVID, we became like our going out is chalets, is
Okay.
mostly people people you already hang out
So it's
with.
a tiny communities.
Exactly. It's more private, let's say, which is better nowadays. I think when I went back to some clubs this summer, it was tough. Like La Voûte, for example. Oh my God, it was like 2 old kids. No offense
we're not
to
young
any
anymore.
kids. Yeah, but I thought, like we had that kind of supper club vibe in our age. Even though we were younger, you could go like to a place where it's not really...
I like to be in bed by 11 now.
Oh, my do not disturb is from 11 to 8 in the morning. Although I sleep around midnight. I try to hit... I was sleeping at 3 and then, up to 2 and 3. It was like it took time, but I was like, that was my goal for this year. And I'm happy to say that I made it.
You succeeded.
I succeeded.
How old are you now, if you don't mind me asking?
43. I just turned 43 in September. So I'm
happy,
just freshly
happy.
43. I think we have the same age, right?
No, I'm older.
You're older?
Yes.
You don't look like you're older.
Yeah, well, I feel. No, actually, that's not true. I complain a lot about, but I don't complain about my age.
Are you 1 year older?
Yeah.
Yeah, 79
I'm
instead of 80.
79. No, but once you
Well,
hit the
big difference.
40s, but you look good.
I look good. Yeah, I feel good. I'm
Okay.
at peace.
You look,
Very
you're
good.
transformed since
Yes, absolutely.
since last time I saw you, actually. But every time I see you like sporadically every 2-3 years, and you transform every time.
Yeah.
It's really hard to follow. Luckily, there's social media, but
Yeah, luckily there is social media. And even in social media, sometimes I go very low and
mysterious.
yes, and then work on myself. Like I think this is self-love. It's all about self-love.
But you never stop.
No, you never stop. And
There's no end to like, oh, now I can stop. You never stop.
Single mom, and there is the add to the family. I brought someone. Yeah.
What do you mean?
Lauren, I don't know. She's gonna see and hear the
Okay.
podcast. Yeah, she's a new add to the family. She's turning actually 17 after tomorrow, the 10th, Sunday.
Could you please elaborate? Who's this ad?
She's a sweetheart.
Okay.
I didn't do the adoption because there was no need since she was already emancipated.
Okay.
She was 16 when she came. Like it's almost a year. And she needed a family and
Really?
yes.
But how did this process happen? Wait, this is very interesting. Like,
I mean,
so what's the background? What's the story here?
she's Chinese. I don't know. Am I allowed, Lauren?
I don't know. You're the one who
No,
knows.
I'm not. I know she's a very shy little girl, and she's amazing. She's just
So she's under your supervision.
yeah.
So she was
of like I'm
like a foster family.
legal guardian, let's say.
And this is legally,
Yeah.
wow. But how did this come about? This is actually super interesting.
So,
And
Ayub,
for those who don't know, you have 3 kids.
I have 3. Yes,
Okay.
Amelia is turning
Amelia has to be what, 21?
22.
22.
She's 21. She's turning 22 in April.
That's how old we are. She used to come to my daycare as a child.
That's
and
true.
now she's an adult worldwide.
That's true.
Wow. Yeah.
And Ayub is turning 18.
Oh, wow. Another adult.
Yes. And Lauren is turning 17 in 2 days after tomorrow.
Happy birthday.
Yes. And Miella is 12. So 13 in May.
Wow. And how did before?
How did it come? Like it was just Amelia decided to move out and be independent at a certain time last year. And I absolutely encouraged it, right?
Okay.
Even though it was
They
hard
live in
for
Ottawa?
me. Yes, everybody.
Okay.
So it was hard for me to accept the fact that my right hand is about to be amputated.
So dramatic. Oh, she just.
But in the same time, I always say it has to be. I mean, the best parent is the one that teaches their kids to live without them. So that was my.
But how do you know when to let go?
Oh, I think I always did. The first time I hold her in my hands, I was 21, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I just thought that she does not belong to me and she's not mine, right? I'm just a vessel. So this little human being has its own soul, mind, DNA, even though it's mixed with mine and their father's. But still, I love blue is my favorite color and red, and it's hard to pick between them. Okay, so I'm like, she might like pink or she might like green or whatever, So I already noticed, and it was hard in the beginning. I had to be like my mother and my sisters and my aunties and teach them and be very protective and maman poule, mère poule. But I wasn't convinced. So the second I divorced, I think I was like free to raise them the way I wanted to because I had them, obviously. I didn't like they wanted to stay with me, and the father didn't really
Object.
No, he didn't do anything actually.
Okay.
And so, yeah, I decided, so it's democracy. They have the right to express themselves and a completely different. So I'm not a white mom
Okay.
and I'm not a North African mom, right? Do not say Arab, which is
So what's your style of education?
of education. First, no attachment or just a little bit of attachment. And they say like, Mama, even with you? I'm like, yes, even with me. No attachment, no attachment. So you decide how much attachment you can allow to things, people around you. So, I'm a big faith person, right? Faith is very, it's a part of my existence, right? My strength, I get it from faith. And so whatever you believe in, and I'm very open-minded, as you say as well. So if you believe in synergy, energy, Buddha, Shiva, or whatever, that connection, that's the only attachment actually that you allow yourself to have. That's where you get your strength. This is how I think. But the rest, my equation is, there is two, how you say the word, not variable, constant.
Okay.
Two constant.
Yeah.
And all the rest is variable. Work, family, mother, father, kids, whatever. So you bring them to this life, you teach them, you are responsible until a certain age or your whole life, right? But like I'm kind of a cushion, let's say. Je les encadre, right?
Yeah.
Je les encadre, but I want them actually to express themselves. I want them to try to have their own experiences, right? So not mine, not the way I see things, because I have a different background. They don't have the same, right? I came from at a certain age, so we believe in other things that they do. So, yeah, I don't like to force them into things. I just explain very well.
So how do you navigate, especially now today with everything going on? There's a lot of new concepts.
Yes.
And today's society that did not exist in our generation.
Yeah.
Right? So how do you navigate? Because no matter how you see it, how you put it, us as parents, we are guides.
Yes.
Okay? It's not a dictatorship.
Nope.
It's not an absolute truth. We just, anyway, any good parent hopes to protect their kids at their best, but at one point you have to let go.
Absolutely.
Okay, so you just prepare them the best way you can.
That's true.
Now, how do you do that with a society that's constantly evolving?
If you are very close and your ears are extremely open and your eyes and all your chakras, you would notice that there are people in their 50s, in their 40s, that are being indoctrinated by what's happening, and they don't even know what is right and what is wrong anymore. So the thing is that you make them strong. And the fact that you let them make their own decision, do their own experiences, this is how you strengthen them, right? Because there is no, you're right and wrong, it might be different than mine, right? You might tell me that there are some absolute,
Not on everything.
Not on everything. But
there's
our
basic
right
values that
and
are non-negotiable.
Values, who make them?
Regardless who made them. Basic values.
Which
Don't
is
lie, don't hurt, don't steal.
Absolutely.
These are basics.
So, yeah, but even though everybody has went through this kind of education, there are still people that lies and people that steals and
for sure.
You understand?
But the thing is, I'm like, I have to still give them.
Absolutely, that's what you do.
That's it, because I don't need them to put their hand on fire to get burned for them to know.
Oh, I would tell them.
Yes, that's it.
It will burn once, twice, 3 times. But eventually, if they insist on getting their hand burned, so yeah, go ahead and burn your hand and I'll take you to the doctor. I'll take care of it after. But, and I think that lesson is a way and beyond what I taught them. C'est ancré, you know what I mean?
Okay.
C'est assimilé. Because they had to go through it. So that's why I told you, like when Amelia left, I knew she would come back. I know that it's gonna be hard to pay the bills, the electricity and the rent and all that jazz, right?
Yeah.
So I told her, you're an adult right now. The same thing when she hit the 18 years old. I told her it's like fun. You're adult now. You can get yourself. You know, you don't. You know,
don't
you're
need
gonna.
permission
Yeah,
anymore.
exactly. You don't need the permission anymore. However, there are these. How you say that? There are these advantages, but there are also disadvantages. So if you kill someone, you go into jail, not juvenile jail or
Yeah,
anything.
okay.
So I'm a little bit extreme. So je caractérise exactement, you know, like what's about to happen or whatever. You know, those are the risks. You know, if you don't do
No,
this
for
or that.
sure. That at the
But
end of the day, at one point.
what I told her, I said, I wish you all the best. I helped as much as I could, trying to not overhelp because she had to, if she wanted the experience and be independent, right? So she had to. So I helped with some stuff. And I told her something. I said, anytime you want to come back, this is your house. This is your home.
So
And
she
you're
always had a safe place.
Yeah, you're most than welcome to come back to your house. Your mom's house is your house anytime. And I will not tell you I told you so.
Yet you are.
No, I didn't actually when she decided to come back. And I didn't. And actually I took her with open arms.
Yes, for sure.
Open arms. And however, I didn't spoil as well. So she knew that she didn't have that space because there was an ad to the house as well. So there is no more
How did the kids take that, by the way?
to the
add-on, like you
the
called it?
add-on. Actually, it was Ayub who started it. He saw someone in distress, someone that needed family, so he suggested. I took my time. I didn't say yes. I had to meet her first, feel the energy,
Yeah, for sure. She's a good fit.
and it took time to, I guess, to get used to it. To her, like it took her some time, and it took us some time.
How long has it been now that she's been living with you guys?
Almost a year.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, almost a year. And I think, you know, when I was young, and my kids, they know that. In a way, it's okay. Maybe I'm going to be cruella. I never wanted to have kids, right?
Okay.
So since my childhood, okay, if we go and meet people that has kids, we go to their. So I see my sister Shayna, and they are like running towards the kids and changing the diapers, and I'm like, not my thing, right? That was true, and I used to tell them, I honestly didn't see the point of bringing more kids to this world where there's a lot of kids that what do they need? Care, love, someone to treat them as a human being, you know?
No, you're right.
You know, they've been like left
But we have this
by-
natural need to have...
I didn't have.
Okay. Yet you have 3 kids.
Yeah, well, you know, I guess I'm very fertile. Very. So, are you the
He shoots and you score.
plan B? And it came. No, I was under contraceptive. I guess very fertile, yes.
Okay.
So it happened. I love them. And I think that's why I always say, that's why my faith is extremely, because I don't think that we know what's best for us that much. You know, like I think when we let it go and we just ask for guidance and we ask for help because we don't know the future. And thank God we don't know the future. Because if you tell me, Lilia, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen next week, I'm like, I don't want to know. I love the fact that life is, I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. That suspense, that unknown is so exciting. That's what makes life worth living, you know? Okay. This is my opinion.
Yeah.
I know that there's people who goes and pay money to know who are they going to marry and in how long. And
so you like the surprise. I feel like that's what makes the charm of life.
Yeah, me too. And I live, how would I say that? I'm so at peace with all my emotions. You know, like I try to temper with them. Like sometimes, you know, just not go to extremes, and being a Libra maybe helps a lot because I'm always looking for that equilibrium. But, you know, crying feels good and laughing feels good. And I mean, that's what makes me a human being. And
are you happy?
I don't know. What do you think?
No. I can think a lot of things. I'd rather ask you.
I know I didn't smoke before I came. Yes, I am. I am. Let's say happiness. I do believe that happiness is just an emotion, like sadness or
Yes,
anything
it
else.
is.
It's like it fluctuates. But I'm at peace. I'm at peace. I'm content, grateful. That's the most important thing. So whatever happens to me, I think fearless as well. Very fearless. And this is what.
You're a transformed woman.
Yes.
Every time I talk to you, you keep on amazing me how you approach life so differently because we've known each other for a very long time.
Very long time.
Very, very long time. I know your family, you know mine. Yet you were always the, ironically speaking, at first I didn't think you were the black sheep of the family, but now you're probably the
didn't
red
think.
sheep of the family.
Because I still believe that Shayna's is the black sheep.
I wouldn't know.
She's the middle. Because usually they say the middle is the black sheep. And she's the middle of the girls and the whole family. So, and she is somehow. But I think I'm the red one. And I love what you said. Because most of the time, I'm not the devil's advocate, or I'm not someone that will just say, just be different for the sake of being different. But I find myself always not having a square to check. I honestly,
okay.
and it's so hard when it comes, I just finished my exams actually today, not today, today, let's say today, because I had to retake the fifth one for my license in Ontario, real estate license. And it wasn't something, I might not need to work in real estate. Maybe I'm not, I want to because this is a passion for me. And I had my license from Quebec since 2008. And it was a huge challenge, to be honest. Instead, knowing my brain or how I assimilate things or how I learn a lot, and I thrive learning, right?
Mm-hmm.
I thought I'm going to finish it within 3 months, 6 months. And it took maybe 5, 6 years. Retaken. They closed one of the colleges. And I had to retake and retake. It was like something that I would have done in like this, okay? And
but why did it take you that long?
Oh, I guess like my life.
Yeah, life happened.
I can write books. Actually, I can write books on the struggles. Nobody would believe. Actually, no. People who are close to me, they would know. But I've been through everything. I think, and that's what makes me. There is no box that I can check. I guess that's why, because things that happen to me are very exceptional, bizarre, not in a good way, not in a bad way. And since I was very young, I always knew that I was different, but I couldn't say if I was better or less or worse than some other. So it was so easy for me to not compare myself to anybody. I was just like, I think I was focused on me, even though I didn't know how to do it. I didn't get the support when I was young.
Mm-hmm.
It took a lot of reading and a lot of learning to be able to say, okay, accept the fact that you are different, that you don't need to belong, even though it's...
but it's human nature, I feel like. We always want to feel...
Special?
Not special, that we belong to a tribe, to a group.
This is exactly what I thought.
So when you describe yourself, let's start with that.
Uh-huh.
If you meet somebody, right, and I ask you, who are you? What are the first 3 things that describe you?
First thing and the only and the one that summarizes everything and the one that I want you to treat me with, I'm a human being.
Okay, but that's everybody.
That's exactly. But, like saying it and feeling it. See, the thing is that when I treat my kids, my siblings, the fact, for a lot of people, family is very important, belonging to a tribe or a country.
It's a human instinct.
I don't feel that. See, the thing is that when for example, I do my own, I analyze a lot, right?
Mm-hmm.
To not say I'm an overthinker, because even though I thought I've been working on not overthinking and the let go, which is harder than the concentrate on something. So I never felt. See, a lot of people, they would say, "Oh, you're Algerian and you speak, for example, different dialect." When I speak in Arabic, or I do speak Arabic, right? Or I get criticized a lot for maybe not emphasizing the fact that my background is Algerian, or now, for example, criticizing or not feeling that I am a proud Canadian anymore, even though 26 years of my life, or 27 years, which is the biggest part of my life,
more than
spent
half.
it. Yeah, more than a half. In Canada, I'm Canadian since secondaire 3, So I think I don't need to belong. It's not a need for me. I believe that I'm made of clay. And since I am made of clay, I can remove and put back. No matter, honestly, I could read a book that talks about Greece or ancient Greek, ancient Greek theology or mythology, let's say. And I'm like, okay, I like this and I like that. So I'm going to adapt it, kind of like change and decide. I took a certain time. I think the biggest change happened within COVID. I think COVID made me, like, I had more time to spend, because usually I'm all over the place. So everything was closed and no life.
So you were stuck with you.
Which I loved, to be honest. I'm a very social person, but I'm someone who would re-energize within me, like myself, with saying by myself, with myself. I did a lot of reading. And I don't know if you know Karim, DJ Karim.
Maybe.
Anyways,
Maybe
so
face-wise.
he was doing his thesis, and I remember, est-ce que Dieu existe? Does God exist? Because he became an agnostic, right? So and for him it was like all, which a lot of people I know, they say, okay, we're good with God or a superior form of being.
Agnostic is pretty much saying that I'm not sure of anything.
Yeah, but the thing is that people has a big problem with religions, right?
Yeah, I have a problem with religion.
Yes. So that's what happened. I don't
have a problem with God. I have a problem with religions.
Exactly.
Yes.
So I had that point, but I moved from it. So I guess my way of seeing things, it's just that they are the same.
What is the same?
The religions. They are exactly the same. It's the same.
They have the
thing.
same purpose.
It's the different, exactly. So I'm like, you know what? If I give you a book, you read the book, and I read the book, I will interpretate the book differently than
yes.
you do, right? And if I give you that same book 3 years from now, and you will read it and you will understand it differently.
We talked about that 2 days ago about the Alchemist.
Oh my God, that's my book. That's exactly
That's the
what
book.
I would have
I read it
used
3 times in 3 periods
Me
of my
too.
life, and it approached me like it hit me differently 3 times.
That's exactly.
But it's the story of a man that's going through a journey of discovery, right?
Oh, yeah.
So that's pretty much life. But now, not every person asks those questions.
Yeah, well.
Because some people just go through life going through life. Right?
99% maybe.
Again, I don't know the numbers, but like there was, especially in history, a very long time where humanity just had to follow to survive, and for them, pursuit of happiness was that. That was pretty much that.
It's still the same.
Now it's a little bit different.
You moved. I'm going to tell you something. Maybe you know what? You surround yourself by a certain, you choose now your surrounding, your energy, the people you hang out with, and right?
Yeah.
So that's why you think you elevated, kind of, because you changed.
Oh, no, I don't think I elevated. Keep in mind, I have a podcast, so I meet people regularly.
People.
This is probably going to be the 298th episode.
Wow.
Right? I already recorded until 305, by the way, just putting it out there. This is just because I'm putting everything in place to hit the 2024 properly. But I met so many people, new people. Not every person that, most of the people that I met on the pod, I've never met before.
Yeah.
I met them on the pod. They would come and call me. They're like, okay, do you want to actually like talk a bit before? I'm like, no, I would rather discover you on the pod. So if I ever ask questions or whatever, it's just a social experiment. Now, there's other people like you, for example, where I see once every 2-3 years, where I feel like you're not necessarily a completely different person, an involved person, right? You evolved. You changed, you lived certain things, and you decided to take different paths. Now, society today, I feel, is the same, but yet different.
Yeah. Okay. I like
Before, if you go back to the 1500s and before that, when the religions were on their top beginning and whatever, most people were like, I'll let the religious people guide me because they know best, and I'll do that.
And now, politicians?
Now politicians are among
Lobbyists?
it. Influencers, lobbyists,
Yeah.
anybody that has actually a platform now could be a prophet. There's a lot of false prophets.
Exactly.
Before there would probably, if there was false prophets, there was just a couple, right? The most charming, the most eloquent, the most charismatic.
Mm-hmm.
Now anybody with a phone and a YouTube channel or a TikTok can have something trending, and then here we go.
And that's what I'm telling you. It's like it didn't change really. It just like changed the.
It evolved. We're not going to reinvent.
No, I think
humanity.
that's exactly what I think. It's like it's just in sort they change we change color or we change, but it's still the same.
But that's because it's human nature. We get stimulated by our 5 senses, so we're going to be attracted or influenced or manipulated by those 5 senses. Something that's pretty, something that sounds good, something that is in a nice package, right? That's how we get us. Before,
Yet, everybody? No. So that's what I'm telling you. The 99% would.
well, I'm
The
thinking,
1%, no.
but who's
Even
this 1%?
Well, I guess people who spend their time really trying to understand, people who are deep enough to try and make up their own opinion on everything.
But opinions are cheap, and I'll tell you why. And this, again, I had this conversation 2 weeks ago when we were talking about Palestine and Israel. And I was like, all of us, we're all a bunch of hypocrites at the end of the day. And I'll tell you why. Regardless of which side you pick or none sides you pick, you're still picking a side indirectly. And I'll tell you why.
The non-choice is a choice.
Not only that. No, I'm not even going that deep. I'm going as in I have iPhones to record this. There's children actually in sweatshops building this. I'm a hypocrite. I have clothes. Yeah, we're all part of the problem.
No.
Yes.
No, it's
I
like
guarantee.
it's like no.
My happiness is on
have
somebody
it
else's
all.
back.
No, that's not true. So if you're going through that path, then you're not gonna live, right? This is
Why?
not. It's not. Well, you're gonna.
If I live on a farm and live out of my food, I'm not hurting or using anybody.
That's exactly. But
That was when
unfortunately,
before.
you're a human being who needs to be surrounded by other human beings, and you live in a society, and then
Yeah, but that's the
you
thing.
cannot
So if you go
follow
back 100, 200 years ago, that wasn't an issue.
what? Maybe there was another issue.
No, there's always been issues. There's never
Exactly.
been a time in history that humanity was perfect. But I'm saying it was less unperfect then.
You think so?
Yeah, because now we're consumers and we have extra needs that didn't exist before. Before, we just needed a roof and food on our table. Now we want the best food, the quickest food, the nicest roof, with a pool, with this, with that. Second house, 2 cars, 3 cars,
Always
clothes.
existed richer people like
The richer people were always a small percentage. Now the middle class rose.
There's still a percentage,
No,
the
but that's
rich
1%.
people.
They
Even
say
here
the-
now, like
No,
it's
but
just that
that's 1%.
I don't even see the middle class anymore.
What do you mean?
Literally.
Everybody's middle class.
No, we're going. Everybody's going poor now.
No, but we're still middle
Even
class.
the middle
we're still
class
middle
is like the difference between the two classes are just like every year it goes like
What do you mean?
the gap is just getting bigger.
Between the 1% and the middle class?
Yeah, between the rich and the poor, like in the middle class.
Yeah,
The
but-
middle class is going either this way or that way.
Yeah,
We're
but the middle
losing
class
the
is
middle
probably
class.
70% of Canada. A little bit more even. Yeah. If you take the rich of Canada, I think the numbers are 5% for the wealthy. And then it's middle class. And then I think there's like about 10, 15% that are poor. That don't have enough for a roof and electricity and stuff like that. We have all basic needs. I have internet, I have
you're
heating.
talking about 2 years ago or now? Because
even today.
what I'm seeing now, it's
But look at
going very bad.
So the proof, I can give you just Montreal. Now, I don't know about Ottawa, but even Ottawa, I have an idea.
Toronto, for example, which is worse.
What do you mean?
A lot of people that work full time on minimum wage, they can't afford to live.
But there's not a lot of people on middle wage.
Are you serious?
And you can still succeed here. And I'll tell you how. I'll tell you how. We
you're
actually did the mathematics
mistaken.
last time. No, I guarantee it. If let's just say I'm on the minimum wage right now, and I decide to unite with 3-4 people, we can rent an apartment easily.
Oh my God. You are saying, okay.
Because
so
I know people that live in a house and there are 11 people. They still have their room and they still have food. This is what I mean. We're in Canada. We're not in the countries.
Well, this is the same thing in Dubai. If you go in Dubai, like all the
I
workers
had a
who are
Dubai last week
on
in the
minimum wage, they live like 20 in a one bedroom, 20.
Yeah.
Then you can do it. Yeah, well, stacked together.
Yeah,
This
but
is
you know
not-
why they're doing that
This is not
in
a
Dubai.
life.
No,
You know
but they're
what?
doing that to bring back money back home.
No,
There's a difference. They don't want to stay in Dubai.
So, you know what? It's just the same argument as one of the senatrices that I've met 2 weeks ago. I'm not going to say names, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't like me because I was saying whatever I think. And she was talking about, people, you're saying that there's no jobs, right? Yeah.
What do you mean there's no jobs?
But that's exactly what
Of course there's jobs.
There is a lot of people looking for people to work. Yeah.
Yes,
for
for sure.
what? Minimum wage. Okay.
No.
No,
That's not
there is
true.
a lot. No, there is a lot of minimum wage journalier people that are needed. We're not served well in when you go to a restaurant or like those places where they require like minimum wage people.
They're still making crazy money with tip and everything like that. That's not true. I know a lot of people that own restaurants that work at restaurants. That is so not true. Montreal specifically. Now, I can't talk about the rest of Canada here, but I can tell you for a fact in Montreal, right now we're lacking or missing labor. The reason why.
That's exactly what I'm saying. They are missing labor.
They're missing people to work.
Yes,
So
that's
that
what-
means there is jobs.
That's the thing. When you are saying we need job, like I have a friend,
Yes.
I know people who lost their job during COVID, right? And they try to find a job after
Yes.
COVID, okay? But they are qualified people, right? And they cannot get the job. They can't
Okay.
find the job. They've been applying for months, right? But obviously, la sénatrice would tell me, well, there's a lot of jobs that are required minimum wage.
I have a
Listen
friend of
to
mine
me.
that got fired last week.
Don't tell me that it's the same. When you say it's like, oh, as long as you have health, it's fine. If we're
That's not what I'm
talking about
saying.
mental health, okay? If you are someone who studied, who has a bachelor or 2 bachelors or comment on dit une maîtrise en anglais, j'ai oublié.
Masters?
A master degree, right? And then you will go and work minimum wage.
Why
at
would
Tim
you work
Horton,
minimum
whatever,
wage?
Because they couldn't find.
No, it's impossible.
I mean, je te dis.
Impossible. I have a friend of mine that got fired last week.
And then he found a job.
No.
week after.
Actually, I have 4 people that comes to mind. An accountant and 2 people in marketing. High-end, master's degrees and everything like that. They gave them a package of 6 months because they downside or changed the name of their company. Those high-end jobs still exist. You can find them. Just go on LinkedIn, you can find. You can pick literally what job you want. What happens is a lot of companies, because they were giving crazy salaries,
Yes.
they downsize so they can hire
More
younger.
Cheaper.
Cheaper.
Yes.
That's the safe company. They're saving about $20,000 a year, give or
Yes.
take. And we're talking about salaries of $150,000, $160,000. These same people that have experience can find a job like this. They can find like this. Again, she literally, and she's Algerian too, huh? Big fan of the pot. She's on 6 months. She has a 6 months package. And she's like, I'm going to take the first 2 months to relax, take it
Yes.
easy. And in January, I'm going to start sowing CVs. My other friend that had an issue like that this summer, she was in panic mode. She's like, they gave me a package of 4 months. Will I ever find somebody? Blah, 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 blah. She sent her CV. She had the option of 6 jobs, including Toronto, Ottawa, and Montreal. They flew her all the way to Ottawa. People that studied have jobs. I'm telling you. Again,
I have
people
like
that don't
we
have-
have a different.
but that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying that if you really want to, especially depending on what company.
Okay, if you agree that we're not talking about someone who studied and has experience and then end up finding himself having to do a minimum wage job.
Now, immigration is a different story because the
not
way
talking
you
about
make it sound is like those doctors that come from Algeria, for example.
No,
and now
that's
they have-
another- yeah,
That's
that's
what I'm
another
saying. I'm not
story.
talking about
Yeah.
that. Now I'm talking people that studied here
Yeah.
right? Everybody that I know has a diploma. They have jobs. And when they lost their jobs, I had a friend of mine that was a professional in telecommunication. He got fired by Bell. 2 weeks later, he got hired by TELUS with a $20,000 raise.
Increase.
Most of them are getting increased for less because they need good employees, stable and faithful employees. That's something that's missing right now because people have too much choice.
Exactly.
So that's
I
what I'm
agree.
saying.
That happened with COVID.
Yeah, 10 years ago, somebody would have a job, they would be grateful that they have a job. Nowadays, especially those who studied, now they have too much choice because they know, like, if you don't give me that $10,000 raise every year with bonus, somebody else will give it to me. That's why I have difficulty believing that these people are having difficulty finding a job.
It's not the same.
Everybody
think
I know.
Maybe here in Montreal.
She got flew all the way to Ottawa.
But the thing is that, Ottawa, I know people, they've been looking, they asked me and they contacted me, do you know someone who's hired?
Is it in a specific branch, a specific type of career?
No, not necessarily. Like not at all. Actually, it's like something that like either social media or marketing.
But marketing now is going through an evolution right now.
I swear to God, I saw people that were just okay before. Actually, Canada, you need 2 salaries to survive.
Actually, again, that
with the
people have
taxes
money
and
in
with
Montreal. People have money. And I'll prove it to you. With the big boom of houses, there was an overpriced of selling. People have money. They can fake whatever they want.
The bubble is different if we talk about real estate.
But that's what I'm saying.
happened,
So how do they buy if they don't have money? Everybody had money. People played cheap, maybe. But all of a sudden, I sold my house, $47,000 overpriced.
Okay.
Right? From a family of regular people working for Hydro-Quebec. Nothing too special, but they have money. People have money. Now, is it cash or credit? I do not know. But they have...
You'll see the impact of the inflation that we had. You're going to
They
see
won't.
how bad it's going to become.
It's not going to be. Because we're not even at the level of Ontario.
Well, okay, I'm
But
from
that's what I'm saying. In
Ontario,
Vancouver,
yeah, okay.
in Vancouver, it's even worse.
Yeah.
I have a good friend of mine.
So
I'm
I think
saying
maybe-
Montreal is good on the curve right now. The thing is, we're overtaxed here. That is truly a fact compared to other provinces of Canada. But let's be between me and you. My brother's a real estate agent here.
Yeah.
And he's fascinated by how people have money. They don't look like they have money, but people have money. People have 2-3 cars. People have houses. People have crazy mortgages.
Oh my God. So Montreal changed a lot.
And during COVID, where everybody was scared for their jobs, everybody was buying houses overpriced. So how do you understand that?
I don't.
The value of my house originally was around $500,000. Right now, today, we're talking what? COVID was 2-3 years ago. If I would sell it today, it would be around 700. That's a 200,000 increase. This condo that I bought has a 25% increase, and it's only been built for a year.
I see people, I don't know, there is not even enough. J'ai vu les nouvelles this summer.
Buildings are going everywhere.
But nobody is able to.
What do you mean? It's full. There's no more apartments in Montreal.
Exactly. I saw
How is that possible?
But because everybody is coming to Montreal. Like all the immigrants that
No,
are
but
coming
we're not
from
in Montreal. We're in Laval, Boisbriand, Blainville, Mirabel.
It's
It's
all
full.
the same. It's the island, let's say.
We're on a third island here. There's South Shore.
Yeah, but the amount of people, like the density here is not the same as in.
No, I agree with that.
Yeah, so
it's
everybody
fair.
is coming here, and people that come here, not all of them, but most of them, they already have savings. They come from other countries, and most of the immigrants, they come with this mentality of first thing to do is to buy a house because this is the heritage, the heritage
Well, it
for
depends.
the kids, right?
I know some Pakistanis. They hustled for about 8 years, but they had a plan. They were like 8 or 9 and a half, 4.5 for 5 years. Saved. And then all of a sudden they bought a whole street. Real estate. They were playing Monopoly. They were playing Monopoly while people were playing Risk. That's my point here. The thing is, if you want, you can.
Absolutely. No,
There is money in Montreal. Now, you're getting overly taxed. There's ways, of course, to...
You didn't hear him, right? I didn't know.
No, but there is, for sure. You cannot. Like, my mom is the best example. She never finished elementary school.
I know your mom.
She has 150 employees right now.
Yeah, but that
But she still has that mentality of a hustler. Look at her. She looks like the cleaning lady, yet she drives a Porsche. You see what I'm saying? Like
I know. She's like, but you know, that's one other thing. It's
but
like,
she didn't invent.
all the rest are slaves. I mean,
But
whomever.
Again, no, but that's the issue here. Is like, if you want, you can. I know a lot of people that are hustling hard. They sacrifice a couple of years for comfort for the rest. The thing is, we are too comfortable right now, where we want it right now. We want it right away.
No,
but nothing happens that way.
No, but even though, like me, I'm that kind of person. One day at a time, one breath at a time. But in the same time, it's not I want it now. It's just that the fact you're telling me, I know people. I know 3 people personally in Ottawa that purchased the house before COVID, the house to be built.
Okay.
And they put the down payment around $75,000. So the mortgage was approved based on a lower rate. All these 3 people, they lost the house with the down payment.
Okay.
You cannot sell the house because it's not under. You have to bring it under your name. And
but those are the only
sell.
people that got it at the end. It's like talking about crypto. There's those who did the boom and those who did the down. That's part of business.
It's not about business. When
It's
they
about business.
bought the
Bad timing.
house
It's
to
bad
live
timing.
in,
Yeah,
they were
but
not able to live in anymore because of the increase of.
But
the
that's
rate.
bad timing. That's what I'm
Well,
saying.
yes.
Those who had houses before COVID and sold during COVID made
Money. Yes.
Those who bought houses during COVID that had cash flow still made money.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about the business side of it. I'm
So what are you
talking
talking
about
about?
people that needs to live somewhere now with this kind of rent, for example. I'm talking about Ottawa.
But take me
again.
as an example.
I don't know.
But take me as the best
Well,
example.
come on.
No, but wait.
You're a successful.
No, but wait. No. I'm not even talking about the success. I'm talking about what I decided to do. And again, I'm not saying that everybody did the same thing. At the end of the day, it's a gamble. Life is a gamble. When you invest on anything, a business, a career, when you study, right? You study all your life for something, and then that job gets eliminated because of AI or because the revolution of technology. It's bad luck. You know what I mean? Like, it happens, but it's not a majority. It's a part. Then it's, if you really want to survive, it's how you evolve from that.
Yeah. So it's
Because you
not
have to-
bad luck, really.
No, bad luck that you
Because
got pushed
you
back.
just need to shift because
That's
whatever
it.
you
But
learn,
not everybody knows
it.
how to shift. Not everybody was built that way.
Yeah, but-
Immigrants, yes. Have you ever met a Lebanese that was poor?
Yeah, but I want you to talk to me about not about you because I didn't.
I'm not talking about me.
No, when I say about you, I'm talking about the human being. I'm not talking about the person because we have so many personality and people
Yeah.
they differ a lot. I'm talking about the system. I'm talking about the government. I'm talking about the economy. I'm not talking about who you are and can you make it or you cannot. I totally agree with you. Depends on who you are, how much you view things, how you're able to shift from negative to positive. How that I agree with you. It depends. If you're a hustler, like you said, so you will make it no matter what, whatever they. But I'm talking about the other people, the one that doesn't have like this strength or whatever. So it has to be a country or the politics or whatever that will help them go through. I'm not talking about me and you. We're able to start. Can you make money in Canada? No, you do not make money in Canada. And we know that. You struggle, you live. I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about those who I see around me. I'm talking about a system where you need both parents to work, okay? I'm not talking about me. I'm a single mom.
So can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Trevor Noah actually said it on his podcast last week, where it made me actually think, do we actually need money or do we need to have access? Because money gives you access.
Yeah, but you can make money.
But wait, no, but I can give you a lot of money, but if you don't have access, it's pointless.
Absolutely.
If you're a millionaire among billionaires, it's like you're poor.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a mindset.
So money, the purpose of money, it's not money as is. You don't do nothing with money. It gives you access. You give to have access to some great food, great events, great whatever it is, transportation.
And sometimes you have the money and you don't have access.
No, but that's what I'm saying. So
Exactly.
money without access is worthless.
Yes.
Okay. So Canada, as much as I cannot shit on Canada for many reasons. It's not perfect by far.
Okay, thank you.
It could be better for sure. But
Yeah.
now, if you think about it, money, you can easily have access to the minimum or a little bit above it here. You have schools, opportunities, food, and you have a social environment that you can actually create whatever you want. Because we're Algerian, right?
Yes.
Okay. Do you think we have the same access in Algeria than here?
I wouldn't even compare it. I
But-
cannot compare bananas with apples.
Well, it's still fruits.
Sometimes, people, they say you can compare, the saying is apples and oranges, and
Yeah.
they are both round. So at least you can compare that. Because I'm talking about banana, and no, you cannot.
Okay, so we'll get that out of it.
There's a lot of people who can make money over there, and there's a lot of poor people, and see.
So it's funny that you actually brought up Dubai, right? If I could go to Dubai, except if I'm not an Emirati, and I had this conversation with a friend of mine that lives in Dubai. She was here. She did 2 podcasts back to back. They're coming out in 2 weeks. She was telling me, and she's a woman, right? And what plays in a little bit in her advantage is she's seeing somebody from there.
Oh,
So she has access,
yeah.
and he's directly related to the family. So
Okay.
again, anyway, that's besides the point. My point being is,
That's the point.
no, that's the point for women. I can't do that for men.
Yeah. Well, okay. Don't pull that on
No,
me.
but I'm just saying
because
that
you know what?
I'm
If
talking-
we're gonna talk about women and men. We have it hard. You think it's easier because you're attractive, because you're beautiful, that you have access, and it's easier for you. No, it's
Okay,
harder.
so I'll get to that. Oh, I want to talk about that. But give me 1 sec. Let me just finish this. So my point being is she was talking about there was a lot of Asians in Dubai, right? Living the minimalistic life compared to everybody else. But the way they're thinking is very simple. They will never have the rights. They cannot have a passport, right? So them is just an opportunity, a sacrifice for a couple of years to make that crazy money and to go back home.
Absolutely. But
Okay.
within that sacrifice, they have a better life than here.
After, not there.
No, even there.
No, there it's shit. That she told me. She's like, they live under.
Le seuil de pauvreté.
Yeah, I'm not
Okay.
talking about people that don't have houses here that live, homeless. But she was saying that they
No.
live, they're like 12, 15 people, 1 shower. It's really
I know,
ridiculous.
but these people, I can tell you, Dubai, it's the 2 extremes, right? I was there last year, and I was there for 5 months, and I've been there in 2017 and 2018, and I lived there before we came to Canada 2 years, right? 96, 97, 98.
So you saw the evolution of Dubai.
Exactly. So I totally agree. We're not talking about the social, they don't have, okay, right? And there is a big gap between muwatnin, which is the local people, and the rest of the,
Yeah.
and then the rest, it's categories. If you are
Yeah,
an
the sub-
engineer from Algeria versus an Algerian engineer from Canada, it's completely different.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Your passport is worth something. And anyways, what I noticed, so you can buy a piece of chicken with $70 at C'est La Vie, just a piece of it. And you can buy a whole freaking chicken with a big rice plate and salad and sharjah or ajman with $20. So you have a life. It's like 2 different lives within that life. You have like that kind of life. You have the middle class life, which is people who work there and make money.
Expats and everything, yeah.
But the people, the Indian, Filipino, the working, those who lives like, they live 20, like I said, in the same room.
Yeah.
They have their entertainment. They have their prices.
Oh, no, I'm not saying they're miserable.
They have their.
I'm not saying they're miserable, but they're comparing one to the other. That's what I'm saying, because that's what you're doing here in Canada.
I'm comparing their lower class, the people that are working on
The
minimum
high
wage,
to the low.
No, with the minimum wage. I have money, and I cannot have a quality of life. There is freaking zero service. I think the only place that you can say, oh, it's a little bit class. And it's not that I only look for that, I'm someone who can go to a gargotier and have a sandwich, and I'm fine with it. It tastes good. I'm a foodie, right? I think Marcus, they opened like what, 2 years ago? 4 seasons? 4 years ago?
Yes.
4 years ago, right?
It was pre-COVID,
And that's
if I
the
do
only
remember.
place I think I've visited.
That's the only place I haven't been.
Even Toronto, the Shangri-La of Toronto. I mean, the one in Dubai is like seven stars. It's oh my God, service is zero. Wherever you go here, whenever, like, pick anything. I mean, there are some experiences that I will never. It's like a way and beyond.
No,
You
but
cannot- I go to Morocco.
But do you realize that Marcus here in Laval, in Montreal, is known for its pictures in the bathroom than actually its food? Do you realize that? If you go to Marcus, the Instagram, the hashtag, most
I'm talking about luxury.
no, but luxury is
I'm
fiction.
talking about service.
Yeah, but service now again, there's service, high service, that I'll give it to you. But luxury is fictional. We create it. Because the thing is, when you go to Algeria, for example, if you eat well and it's good, that's for us luxury. Having 20 waiters and doing fucking fireworks to give us a bottle is not luxury. It's a show. When you
Yeah.
go to Vegas,
Yeah, I agree with
right?
you.
Everything is explosive and with a lot of colors and everything. It doesn't mean luxury. It's just a show.
That's not, yeah,
It's
no,
showtime.
I'm not talking about show. We don't have no.
The best
There's
food,
no show?
but the best food in Montreal, I can tell you
Oh,
for a fact,
okay.
are the most shittiest places from the outside. I can guarantee it. I've been to over easily. Me, my cousins, and my kids. We do this every weekend. We try a new restaurant,
Oh,
high
I
end or
think
low end. Huh? I was in New York last 2 weeks ago. It cost me 2 G's just of restaurants, 2,000. I did 2 Michelin stars restaurants, steakhouses, the whole shebang. The food was good. I'll give it to you. The artistic side of the pastries was art. I'll give you that much. It's a show. Now, would I prefer eating that every day compared to that? No.
No, you won't.
But because it's quality of food, it's the taste. Now there's a show, right? If you go to Cirque du Soleil and it's all wow, but I don't want to see that every day.
No, it's not that. We're not even talking about that. I know, like, tu sais combien de personnes, you know how much I have, like, views on my Google, because I'm foodie, right?
Yeah.
And I've been doing that out of pleasure. 3.5 million views or something, like,
Wow.
you know? Yeah. And it's not, and I really use it. I'm someone
No,
who's...
I believe you, but it's still based on your
authentically,
taste.
when I go... No, it's not... I'm very, very... how you say it? Impartial.
But
okay?
it's you can't be on food. It's impossible. It's
No,
impossible.
wait. When I go, it's not only the food. It's the whole thing. The price, the quality, the service, the environment. It's not, you just don't go
But you
about
cannot
the
be
food, because
impartial.
food is my taste, as you said.
Yeah.
If I don't like
Indian food,
snails,
you going to an Indian restaurant is not going to help.
exactly. It's not about that. I'm talking about the whole experience. I'm talking about the service. I'm talking about the environment, the atmosphere, the how
Yeah,
you
but that's a
treat-
one-day thing. Have you ever worked at a restaurant?
Of course, I had one. You know,
Okay.
I forgot.
Yeah, no, I
had
did.
two.
But no, but like
I had a coffee shop, a restaurant.
No, I remember the coffee shop. When you work in the customer service industry, you have good days and bad days.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Everywhere.
Everywhere. No, but that's what I'm saying.
Yes.
So when you have and you come, and today, whatever reason, maybe the chef was sick, maybe the master waiter wasn't there.
Absolutely.
It happens.
I agree with you.
What I look, and this is me, I'm not a critique. I'm not this.
I'm a critique.
Yeah, but again, I find this fascinating, this job of critiques. It's like those art critiques. What's it based on?
I agree with you 1000%.
Okay.
When I say I'm a critique, okay, it's just because it's natural. It's not something that I studied. If it's just I notice the smallest and the little
No,
detail
but
and everything.
I respect that.
Yeah,
and the
but-
thing is, if we have the same taste, I will follow you.
No, it's not that. I don't
But of
care.
course it's that.
No, it's not about
I have a
do
movie
I
review.
like it or not.
I have a
right?
movie review, TV show review group.
Mm-hmm.
With about 150 people in it, right? And when I do my reviews, I give an explanation, of course. And people that relate to mine, they will be like, okay, I'm not even going to watch it. If it's bad, if it's good, they're going to go and watch it. Those who are like, I'm not too sure, they're going to go and discuss it. Taste, you cannot discuss taste.
Absolutely agree.
You like
That's
blue,
why
I
I'm
like
saying-
red. I'm not going to discuss why blue is better than
That's exactly
red.
what I'm saying. If you are a real critique. So what happens if I go to a restaurant and I went one, you know, there was like Chez Omar, the first one on Jean Talon that had like authentic brochette from Algeria or whatever, you know, like that reminds you your childhood or whatever. I went and it was good. There was another one who opened, I don't remember the name, which is, my first experience was extremely bad.
Okay.
But I wouldn't post anything and say anything. So when you say it's like, oh, maybe it's a bad day, or maybe that day it was crowded, or maybe, you know, like, which I do notice all the time. I would go and ask to see the manager. So the whole point, it's not to criticize really and downgrade or misgrade that person. It's mostly to
Do you go back again a second time?
That's exactly what I did. So I called the manager and I said that this is exactly what I noticed, and this is, and I would really.
That's not fair though.
I didn't post any
No,
review.
no. I'm saying you should have said nothing and come back a second time.
No.
If it would have been the same thing, that means it's a continuity.
No. I like growth. I like when people.
Yeah, but that's
they try
cheating, 'cause they-
No, it's not cheating. Because you know what? Sometimes I saw some when I went to Turkey.
Mm-hmm.
So I did my homework. I was about to pick a place, and I checked and I read the reviews and everything.
Okay.
So even when reading the review, you have to pick the right one. So I went and I checked everybody's review. Like if the review is negative, I would go and check that person who put the review and see all her reviews or his review. I know I'm insane.
You have a lot of time.
No, it's not. It's just because I'm so fair. I try to be as fair as possible. I'm not.
Are you like that in the dating world? Because that's exactly where I wanted to go with this. Are you like that with the dating world?
Dating world.
Yes, because I find that that's literally what you were saying right now is the problem with the dating world right now.
See, the thing is that if you see that person, all the freaking reviews,
No, reviews,
that put,
reputation, right? If you take reviews to reputation, but it's the same thing.
Wait. Listen to me. Listen to the whole idea.
Okay.
So you see that person put a bad review.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you go and see the reviews of this person. Est-ce que c'est une personne frustrée dans la vie? Is this person
lot of people are.
Exactly?
And it depending on the timing.
Most of her reviews were negative.
Yeah, because most people review when they're mad. They never review when it's good.
No. I always do when I'm. No,
you.
True.
But the thing is, the majority of people that I've seen, I don't review, period.
Oh my God. Go see the reviews on any shop.
Because
unless you know the person, of course. It's biaisé anyways.
It is always.
That's exactly
But that's
what
the
I
thing.
meant.
You see, like I have a business, right?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know I had a Google page until I had the first review. And the first review was a negative review, right? It was the psychopath. I'll show you the review. It is so out of this world. It's crazy. It was 6 years ago. The lady says her child was at the daycare in the 90s. So if you do the math quick. 6 years ago is in 2017. She said the 90s. So let's just say 1999. The child is 18 years old when she decided to write the review.
Wow.
That review has 4 likes.
Wow.
See? And the thing is, then you go and then all of a sudden it inflames the whole thing.
I honestly welcome it. I swear to God.
No, it's not good for my business because people are coming up.
Nothing
And then I have to go and see my parents and I'm like, listen, if you have something positive to say, can you go and please write it? Because when people are satisfied, they don't have tendency of going to write. Except if they're in that business like you.
Yeah, well, I'm someone who does
No,
it
but
all the time.
but you're unique. That's not the standard.
Yeah, maybe.
That is not the standard. If you go and see any big chain or a big restaurants, most of the reviews are going to be negative because what's going to happen is there's going to be a negative review if you look at the dates. And then people from the business are going to be like, yo, just add up the stars so we can go back to normal.
I honestly, I think from all the reviews that I've made since years, I think I have 3 or 4. And before freaking posting the review, I went and I talked and I said,
But you're unique in that.
yeah.
And the thing is, I
take
feel like
things
Google should not
at
give
heart.
that fucking power to regular people.
No, anyways.
Because
for
it could
me,
ruin a business.
No, it can't. It could. No, I'm going to tell you something. Marketing strategies, a bad review or a good review is a review. That's one thing that
That's
you
the
should.
mentality of good publicity or bad publicity, still publicity.
It is, whether you like it or not.
had a lot of
because you
parents
know what?
approach
There's a lot
me.
of freak out there, who would like literally believe everything, and some who would not believe. So there is like
Yeah, but they will.
no
Yelp reviews, Google reviews.
See that
Even on Instagram nowadays, right? I don't have a lot of followers. Yet, we hit 10,000 clicks. I have probably 1,500 followers, right? And people are like, oh, how come you don't have a blue check? I got refused twice the blue check. Go figure.
actually how I even
No, you just have to demand. But the thing is, I have no picture of me. It's a podcast. So it's only the
I
guests.
wouldn't give you the blue check.
No, don't give me the blue check. It's better that way.
No, I'm joking.
But my point being is, people come and they're like, oh, you only have 1,500 followers. So I'm like, I have 10,000 clicks. Yeah, well, I have 300 followers 300 subscribers on YouTube and it's only open for 3 months. Yeah, but I know somebody that has 1,000. No, good for you. There's always going to be more. There's always going to be less.
I believe you.
And I don't believe in this society of I should be determined by who follows me, how many followers, subscribers, likes. And I posted a video last week. I was like, it's funny. I post a video. Now I'm shadow banned on Instagram. I still don't know why. I have no idea. It's really bad.
It has to do with the Palestine?
No, I don't post anything about that. Absolutely
I post
nothing.
every day, and I find it very weird that they didn't stop anything. They didn't do anything.
I have a lot of friends that got shadow banned because of that, but I
Never.
don't post. I did 2 podcasts about it from a humane point of view because I don't want to go into the politics because I feel...
I don't care
but
about
you-
anybody.
but
you know
again,
how unique I am. You know,
I
like
know,
I
I
say
know.
my opinion, and whether they're like... And I actually, just to tell you something, I went to El Bordel, I think, something like this, a restaurant,
Bordel,
the restaurant, Le Bordel, mais pas le
Supper
club.
club.
Yeah, and I had my kufia,
Yeah.
right? And I wear it all the time. Most of the time, I have it in a car. So the guy, le videur, the
bouncer.
guy, the bouncer outside, he's like, I'm sorry, ma'am, but you cannot go inside with this because there's Jews here. And I have no problem with Jews. I have a lot of friends. And it has nothing to do... And he looks at me, he's like, I'm Moroccan. I'm so sorry. It hurts me to say that, but this is the policy. You have to remove it.
So that's a policy.
Yeah. And you know what? What shocked me, not even him, because he's doing his work. And I do respect, even though I have my opinion to express. And I was invited to the Kazakhstan National Day at the hotel in Ottawa. And I had to remove it because I shouldn't express anything politic, and which has nothing to do with politic.
Yeah, it's mostly cultural.
It's human.
Yeah, but
it's
okay,
a humanity.
It's cultural,
that's it.
but yes, okay.
And there was a lady who was smoking, and she's like, "Why would you apologize? You don't need to apologize to her." I looked at her. It's like, no, he has to. And I really, really appreciate the fact that because the fact that he apologized made it like more. It has nothing to do with him. And
yeah, but that's crazy because you see, if that happens in Montreal, and again,
it's Montreal. It didn't happen.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, imagine, would a bouncer do that if somebody had a veil, if somebody had a kippah? Like, there's Arabs in the middle.
No, the double standards. Come on, we know
but that's my point here. And again, I have a Jewish co-host.
Me
No,
too.
I have a Jewish co-host. He's pro-Israel. Right, we had a podcast. It was like this whole debate, me and him.
But pro-Israel, it's different than. Okay,
but again,
Jew is something. Israel is something.
But everybody's entitled to their opinion as long as there's no hate speech.
For me, it's not about hate speech because I don't hate speak or whatever. Like it's
no, because
me,
as long as you don't say they're
everybody.
Dogs, they deserve to die. As long as I do not hear that type of speech, I have no problem. Now they can come and say there's propaganda from one side to the other. Because I went to Ottawa while the truckers were there, right? Because I wanted to see how biased and how extremist the information was going to be. When the truckers arrived in Ottawa that Saturday, I was there. Social media was saying there were 2 million, if I do remember correctly. And the news were saying there were about 200,000, right? I believe there were around 400 to 500,000. But everybody exaggerated towards their direction to prove their point. That's the human condition. Since everybody now has an iPhone, has social media, everybody can say whatever they want.
Absolutely. I agree with you. But so I want if someone is like frustrated and start hate speech or whatever, because honestly, it doesn't
hate speech
touch me.
I cannot accept.
No, it doesn't even. I ignore this kind of people because what matters to me, I am able to hold a conversation with someone. First, they need to at least have some information or some facts or whatever to speak based on.
Yeah, but even facts nowadays are relative, especially in this situation. If you take Palestine and Israel, it's a very complicated...
Oh my God, you're going to tell me... We go back to the core of the problem.
What is the core of the problem? Where do you start? Where do you start in history? No, but it's not. Before 48 and before 1908 and then go before that, 1876, and then it never ends.
No, it's not 1876.
Yeah, but then after that, the Temple of Judah, it never ends.
So
I had these conversations.
Native North
Americans or Africans down here? We're talking about Berbers or the indigenous of North Americans?
No,
yes.
I'm talking about here.
Yeah, that's very clear.
Exactly.
That's very clear.
But
But
that's
it's like
exactly
North
the
Africa.
same
It's very
thing.
clear.
That's exactly the same thing.
No, it's not the same thing. It's not the same thing, sadly. Because there was the Babylonians, the Sumerians, there's so many cultures. But imagine if tomorrow,
Well, even though.
No,
there
no,
is-
but no,
okay,
no, but
you're
imagine-
telling me there was
imagine
Jews
tomorrow-
before 2,000
I'm not
years
saying
ago.
that. I'm not saying that again because Jews and Hebrews and the whole shebang, it's a very complicated thing. And I'm not saying one is right and one is wrong.
And I know the difference between all
Yes.
of them. Banu Israel, and then you have
that's what I'm saying.
Abrahamic.
But
and
because if you think of Islam, that's where it all started too.
what started?
Because we're all cousins, right? The Jews and the Muslims.
Yeah,
Right. So if you go
Ishmael
back,
and
if,
Isaac.
exactly. Now imagine if tomorrow somebody comes and says, "I have Babylonian blood." Just imagine,
Okay.
and he's like, "Syria and Iraq of today is my land."
That's exactly what's happened.
But that's my point.
That's what happened.
But where does it end?
Oh, okay, exactly. What does it end? And
Because-
we don't care how
because
it
the
started.
indigenous people, the indigenous people today, right? They're coming and they're like, "Listen, we were here originally. We should give them back the land."
I think we should.
Yeah, but you see what I'm saying? Like,
we
where
should.
does it end?
I think we should. I think.
The Berbers are going to come
mean-
and they're like, "Okay, the Arabs and Muslim got to bounce."
Well, to be honest, the problem. I mean, the solution to this conflict, which is, I think,
Yes.
the past, we cannot change anything about it.
I agree.
Right?
Yeah.
What should we do now?
Exactly.
I think I always thought like that since I was young.
Mm-hmm.
If a Jew wants to live in Sememeu de Glenglin,
Yeah.
he should be able to live in Sememeu de Glenglin, no matter what he believes in or
Yeah,
whatever.
but the issue of 1948 is the United Nations and the UK,
They give, yes, I
and
know.
they were
And which
they
is-
were the colonial force in the land.
which is wrong already.
Yeah, but
even
that's,
though
but
if
that's
it's
the,
colonial.
but that's the story
That's
of
exactly
90%
what I'm
of
saying.
countries
So,
in the world.
A conflict started from a conflict. So something bad
But
came from something
based,
bad.
but humanity from the get-go started, because that's the thing. And I'm not playing devil's advocate here. I just realized that there is no solution in the past. There is no.
I agree with
There
you.
is no. Now we are where we are today. Now, what is the rightful or the best solution for everybody?
Everybody should be like equal.
Equal.
Yes.
But what does that mean, equal? Because equality.
Same rights, same like the same thing here. You're from Algeria. I'm from Algeria. There's another guy who's
No,
from
but you
Syria.
realize that I have difficulty with that whole national thing. Because keep in mind, it's the colonial entity that created a line in the sand and said, to the left is Morocco, to the right is Algeria. After that is
Yes.
Tunisia, and after that is
Libya.
Libya.
Yes.
Because we were all about tribes.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do. There's a study that came out. I think it was in Niger and Cameroon, if I do remember properly, where there was a tribe in the middle of that famous line. Same tribe. They had to divide. One speaks French, one speaks English. Go figure, huh? The same tribe, same culture, same history. And now, after 70, 100 years, they're completely different. Oh, I'm not from Niger. You're from Cameroon. We're not the
The
same.
same thing between Algeria and Morocco.
But that's what I'm saying. That's exactly my point. But who created that problem?
The colonial.
Yeah, exactly. But yet, now that they're gone, we're still idiots.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I'm trying to say.
See, that's my point here.
Me too. I agree with you.
Now, the only difference between Morocco and Algeria compared to Palestine and Israel, say Algeria and Morocco technically are semi-equals when it comes to power and democracy and laws. No, but meaning that Palestine and Israel is David and Goliath.
I'm
here.
not gonna hide the truth from what I understand. So there is not. I don't think that Algeria is comparable with any other country in this world. And I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything.
Ow.
I know people. Ouch! Yeah, exactly. No, they're not. I mean,
In a good way or a bad way? I'm
in a
confused.
very bad way.
I wouldn't-
In a very bad way. And I'm not gonna
I'll
lie
have to
about it. They
disagree.
are
I'll have to-
close-minded. I'm talking in general, obviously, because good and bad is absolutely
Do you like Dubai?
everywhere. Depends. So how?
No, I'm asking you a simple question.
Depends how this. Depends for what. Everywhere here in Canada, I can't stand this freaking cold
Okay, so
anymore. right?
which country do you find as the optimal example? Because it's easy to complain about everything. So tell me which country
Optimal. Where I can live? Okay, I have like a list where I would appreciate living for at least a change. Okay,
but that's
first
not fair.
is Dubai.
so it is Dubai.
Second is Morocco. Third is Spain. Yeah, I know. You would tell me, yeah, why? Because you know what? there are something called my priorities and your priorities. And that's where we differ, right? We can have tes priorités, les miennes sont différentes. What am I looking for? Okay. What are you looking for?
What are you looking
Right,
for?
exactly. Me, I like the sun, the heat.
Okay.
Like I need 48, I'm fine with it.
Yeah,
Okay?
but not in winter.
No, 48 in summer.
Yeah,
I
but
was
not-
there
not-
42 in
Yeah,
summer.
but in summer it's cold. And winter
It's
it's cold.
cold.
Sorry.
I don't understand.
In Morocco, winter is cold.
Yeah,
It doesn't snow, but it's still cold.
yeah, but it's not as cold as here. Here it's
So
freaking
it's compared
freezer.
to here. But go
That's-
to the
that's-
islands.
that's
It's
what I
summer
have.
all year long.
Yeah, but in the islands, I don't have. It's not to live, right?
What do you
don't
mean?
have like.
I'm planning on to live there. That's my next plan.
No, it's a resort, right? You're talking
No,
about
I'm not
resort.
talking about resort. I'm talking to live there, open a business there. That's
No.
my plan. I'm putting it out there, but everybody knows. I already spoke. I'm going
Yeah,
probably
well,
to
you know
Guadeloupe.
what? You know, I'm a business person. You know, like I need to work and I need to socialize.
I'm
and I
gonna
need
work in social Hawaii.
No, you can't.
What do you
so
mean?
the hub is Dubai. The hub for the Asia side, the Europe side.
I don't do Dubai, but the only thing
You
that I
don't
do
Did
enjoy.
you do it?
No, I haven't. But
Well, you know, like just that's exactly hi to a friend who told me like 2 days ago. He's like
Because
"Oh,
it does
has
not- it
no
does not match me in my
soul."
cultural
That's
and-
exactly what they do. That a lot of people they say, you know, it's all concrete.
no, I'm
It
not
was
about
built on
money.
a-
But I'm not about money.
Yeah, I'm not talking about money.
But that's what I'm saying.
They said it's a lifeless city because everything is fake and
Yeah.
everything is like made of steel and concrete and whatever. And I answer them, before you buy a house,
Mm-hmm.
before you rent an apartment or whatever, or an office or whatever, you go
Mm-hmm.
inside, do you feel comfortable or you don't? Everything has energy. I do believe in that. And I do believe that Dubai has its own energy. You
Oh
know,
no, I'm
and
not.
its
I'm not shitting
own
on
soul.
Dubai. I'm not shitting on Dubai here. Don't get me wrong. I just don't see myself retiring there.
Oh no, not me.
No, but
I
that's what I'm
didn't-
saying.
That's not what. If
I want to
if-
open a business that's just going to be self-sufficient, and I'm going to retire on the beach.
Oh, me, I'm gonna go do the whole experience of the world. You
No,
know,
I've
this
been
is-
around the world
this- I
twice,
don't-
actually,
You
but-
put me. No, I mean you put me. I will spend 3 years in Spain and 3 years in Dubai. No, I'm not. I'm made of clay, as I said, and wherever I go, it's gonna be my country and my. See that's the thing. On me reproche, you know, like oh, you should belong somewhere, and you should.
No,
have
you don't
your
need.
own-
Specifically,
I'm-
Berbers by nature we're nomads already.
Exactly.
Okay, up at the mountain, low on the beach, into the desert, whatever it is, we just want that tribal feeling. Now,
And I like change, and I like experience.
I don't mind the change. It's not something that I crave for, though. I don't mind. It doesn't scare me.
What's your
No, come on, don't start. Don't start.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you for the Chinese one with the element. Go.
No, but you're gonna ask my astrology.
Yeah, I was going to.
Yeah, I
but
knew you
know-
were.
Yeah, but
this
you
is
know
a
what?
running joke on this pod. Everybody
No,
has to
because-
ask me that
no,
question.
but the thing
I'm a
is-
Gemini.
Oh,
Go
I
on.
love
See?
them. You know, I get along with the Geminis. Well, you know, like apparently the Chinese one is more accurate, and you have an
I think I'm
element with
a
the Chinese
goat.
Oh, golden monkey. So my element is. I
What are
didn't-
you, gold monkey? There's a black monkey. There's a
No,
poor
there
monkey.
is like it's the element.
Yeah, okay.
Element of steel, like a.
Yeah.
So yeah, so.
So you're gold.
I'm a golden
Bling
monkey.
bling.
Okay.
Regardless.
Regardless, exactly,
regardless.
exactly.
Regardless. The thing is how I approach life. And again, we're both parents. The thing is I always believe that if we do better than our parents and then my kids do better than me, it's a success. You pass it forward and you hope for the best. And this is very Asian culture, right? You give forward your knowledge and you hope that they build from there. They don't need to
To the
redo.
kids.
Yeah, they don't need to redo the mistakes of your ancestors. You always have to evolve. It's like giving the baton. You hope. You hope. Again, hoping is a very dangerous game. Now, I have a daughter, I have a son, right? A lot of people tell me, they're like, holy shit, it's like having two other sins. I'm flattered. Yet I'm like, shit, they're fucked. But they're not afraid to actually analyze and question. My daughter's super religious. Go figure. My son is more a la bohème. He doesn't care. He's about sports, but he's 13. She's 15, right? She's trying to discover her identity. She's very Berber, very Algerian. If you look in the back right there, there's the
Yeah,
Berber.
I see
That's
that.
my son's room because he's like, oh, I'm Berber. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. I'm like, stop it. But it is what it is.
Please. I'm not saying if you don't know where you come from, you don't know where you're going. That's what they say.
That
right?
is true. And the thing is, they know we have these conversations. But at the end of the day, like I told them, and they know this is my plan. Me in 3 years, the minute they hit college, I'm giving them the keys to this condo, the keys to the car, and I'm out. If they want to come and join me, by all means, you're always
I
welcome.
already said
There will
that.
always be a bedroom for them. But I'm out. I need beach. I worked here. I did the sacrifice of 2030. And I told my parents, you overstayed your welcome here. You should have left a long time ago.
Yeah.
But because they're afraid for our generation and then the next generation, they always want to go generation.
know.
But I'm like, my kids have to do their own mistakes. Not the same mistakes. Let me say it again. Their own mistakes, because they're going to be put in situations where I've never been approached. If you think
That's
about
exactly
social
what I was-
media and internet, we're at the same age, give or take, right?
Yeah.
Internet came into our bed and our living rooms in 1996. I was starting college when the internet started. When I think about my kids, they're born with the internet, with tablets
Yes, we
and
studied
information.
still with Larousse and
Exactly.
Becherel
We
and
had to
everything
go
with
through the
book, yeah.
books and whatever,
Yeah,
and
to go to
then
the
those 12 books of
library, and yes,
encyclopedias,
that's true.
encyclopedias and stuff like that. Now, there's good and there's bad. Because I know that for a fact that my daughter and my son know a lot more than I did at their age. They know a lot more. Now, my objective as a parent is to teach them how to pick and choose what to learn.
See, I don't.
We
I
might not
don't-
agree.
No, it's not about agreeing. It's just that I always say, you see, they know a lot more.
Yes.
Okay.
They have a lot more information.
I do not agree because because first there is something called the age, okay, which is experience also. So you cannot say, sometimes my son corrects me because, my English is not that great. I learned English when I moved to Ottawa,
Yeah.
which was like 9-10 years ago. So sometimes he laughs at me, like he's like, "Oh, your English
Because he has a
you're
better English than you.
distracted." Of course, a lot better.
Okay, so that proves my point.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that he knows more than me. I think
No,
that
he knows more than you in English.
no, that's exactly what I want to say. So when you say he knows more than you, you're comparing him to who?
To you at their age.
No, well, at my age, he didn't know Arabic. He didn't know French.
But wait.
You
but
understand?
Wait. But wait. I'm talking about the general information.
The
Different
general
culture.
information, you have it.
No,
It's
no,
at
but
the
when-
tip of the finger.
Now.
Everybody.
Now, not the 1996.
Yeah, but you cannot. That's why I'm saying. I cannot
Before,
compare
there was
myself
only
to my
two
mom.
channels, two sources of information. Every information we knew. And
It was
when
given to us.
It was given
We
to us
could-
by
we
the
couldn't
news.
search, yeah.
We could never doubt anything else. If it wasn't in a newspaper, if it wasn't on TV, we couldn't. Now,
Yeah, but I doubt it. Like, that's the thing.
you could doubt, but
Yeah,
you can never be
think
sure
I
of what
was
you're doubting. You could say something suspicious.
4 years old. I was like, okay, if my mom brought me to life, and there's my grandma, and then I'm like, okay, where did God came from? Like those kind of
but
questions.
you see
I
those
doubt it.
questions right now. Because of that, there's more agnostic and more atheist people out there because there's a lot more information out there. That's what I'm saying. When we were growing up, when
We
I
have
was in
access.
Algeria,
Okay.
the sheikh gave you the information. You would never doubt him. And then your parents would concur. And then your teacher would concur. Those were pretty much the three figures of authority
Big
in your
BS,
life.
yes.
Yeah, no, but again, today as adults, we know. Us kids, the kids today, they cannot be given that bullshit. Because they're like, okay, there's the sheikh, there's the parents, there's the teacher, there's social media, there's YouTube, there's this book that I can have access and download it right away. There's ChatGTP. What is the truth of this? And it gives you all the fucking references. Today, they have a lot more information. I know for a fact that my kids know a lot more than what I knew at their age. At their age. Now, they could fuck up later on. Don't
They
get me
don't
wrong.
know a lot of things that you know. That's what I'm saying.
No, they know a lot more than what I know. Not for a fact.
Oh
They know
my
a lot
God,
more.
I can't say that because
I
I can't
can.
say that with my kids
And I
because
study.
there are a lot of things.
They don't have the same experience. I'll give you that
Well,
much.
that's-
I'm talking about information here. Information, what they know. When
I
it
think
comes
I know
to
more than my kids. I am 100%
Today-
sure. Yes.
No, but I'm talking at their age when you were their age.
Yeah. So
when you 15, when
okay.
they were 15.
Okay, so the knowledge that you're
Yeah.
talking about,
Yes.
you're talking about something that they read from books or internet or whatever.
Regardless.
Yeah, which is actually
No, the fact that they
still-
have us as parents too. That's the thing. My kids know what they know because of me, because of my interests. So I know for a fact that my kid, like my daughter, for example, I'll take my daughter at 15, Sec 4. If you take me Sec 4 and my daughter at Sec 4, I don't even get to her knees.
Yeah, I see that.
And information. I have more experience because I traveled more countries.
You travel,
yes, that
you
is
have
true.
more experience, and I think that there is
Actually,
it's a
that's not even true.
Bigger mistake, actually, to just say. I mean, I always.
I said she has more knowledge. I didn't say she has more experience.
No, it's not about experience because experience. I mean, the same thing with age. Like sometimes people they say, "Oh, am I younger than you?" You know, like when dating ways, like it's like, "Oh, you won't accept me because I'm younger than you." And I'm like, it has nothing to do with age. It has to do with maturity, right? Maturity has no age. And actually, if I say, because I used to tell Ayub, you don't have as much the time frame, the fact that I'm 26 years older than you or 25 years older than you, gives me more life, more experience that you have. And it's not literally quite, because I know people, their 50s, they didn't had a huitième, neuvième, a ninth of my experience.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Now we're talking about by case by case. But
yeah,
not,
so
that's
you
what I'm
cannot
doing.
compare. That's what I want to say.
What I'm trying to compare here
my
is
knowledge
the research
to my
came
kids.
about that the information in the 60s, the amount of information that is blasted in today's society, before it used to take 3 months, right, for it to hit, let's just say, a ratio of 100%. Now it takes 3.2 seconds. Before, we were slaves of the newspaper. The newspaper came every day. So the only news you could get is all the way to the next day. Now you could come every time. Now, what people do with that information is a different story. There is real, fake information. I'm not saying, because you can debate pretty much anything you want.
Yes, because si on prend Nikola Tesla, for example,
Yes.
dans son temps, où est-ce que there was no that much, there was no internet, there was no like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
with some of the for example, un érudit de ce temps-là, ou un créateur, or whatever, like, would you tell me that you can compare this one to the other one?
You can't
based
compare.
on-
You can't compare stepping stones. Now wait, but it's like me comparing Tesla to l'homme des cavernes that built the first weapon.
And I think, yeah, well,
But you
that's
can't
the
compare
thing.
that.
You
Those
can-
are stepping stones.
So,
No,
mais
but
ça vient à
wait.
l'origine. Ça vient
Because there's
la
nothing.
créativité, for example.
No, but wait. I'm not comparing Mark Zuckerberg that created social media, literally, compared to Monsieur, Madame, tout le monde. That's the thing. I'm talking about the average person here. The amount of information that is bombarded, right? If you look at
Is
just
more.
yes,
We have more access. That
that's
I
what I'm
agree
saying.
with you.
And now, however you raise and educate and prepare your kids is how they can go and filter through that fuss and information.
Thank you.
That's what I meant.
It's not, yeah, exactly. It's not
But
because
me-
they know more
but-
than you.
No, but wait. The big difference is if you remember our parents. Dad, why is this? Because I said so. There was no more to it. I tell you, this is the truth. Why? Because I said so. Today, you cannot work. Because if you say so, and then they open their phone, they go to schools.
You know
and
what's
then,
the difference? It's you and me. It's not because I see,
But
I
that's what
work
I
with
said.
parents nowadays with all the technology, with all the, and the kids, they don't know anything because they're not allowed to, like people from backgrounds that are from Syria or without saying like Yemen, for example, or Iraq or whatever. So I could see that the parents are actually, I think that maybe now if you go back to Algeria, people are like the same age of my mom. Yeah. They evolved better than my mom because when we came, maybe she stagnated with that mentality. We have to protect the kids. We have to
there
protect
is a symptom of that
Yes.
you're sticking to your
advantage.
not advantage, but I was going to say to your sources, but yeah, okay, I get it.
So that's why I prefer not to think, I remember my ex-husband, the father of my kids, and he used to tell me, if you were like 1% like your mom, I would be the happiest man on the earth. Because why? Mom was enslaved to
But
my
was
father.
she happy?
No, absolutely not.
Okay, so if she wasn't,
And she couldn't be happy, but she couldn't even talk about it. She had no right because of the culture and of the, like all
yeah,
all
but
that.
at the end of the day, okay, you have to understand one thing. Now I have to protect the culture in that sense. The culture was created. These not rules, these patterns were made for the greater good of the tribe. Men go and hunt, women take care of the household. This was for the
Not
greater good.
ours. Not ours.
What do you mean not
Non,
ours?
des Amazirs. C'est matriarcal. Là. Go back to
No,
the
but
history.
yes, but wait,
c'est
wait.
matriarcal.
No,
It's the women.
wait,
The women they
wait.
go and they labor, like they work on the,
but
on the
work,
land.
Yeah, they
and-
work, but they don't go to wars except Bonkehina, and then we can do the exception.
well, yeah,
I know,
exactly.
but that's the thing.
Yeah.
We're not going to play with the exceptions. We're going to play with the rule.
Which I am a part of.
Yeah, no, I get that, and I respect that. But the thing is, you have to go through the rule. If you look, and I go back even today, my aunts, my old aunts, the mother, like the sisters or my grandmothers, they're still on the village. They work more than 90% of men today here in this white world. Keep in mind. But my point being is the men still work too. The woman is the more affectionate, educational, feeding, and taking care of. They're the backbone of any
Thank you.
family. No, I get that 1,000,000%. Even today, my mom is the backbone of the family.
Well, actually, you know what? I'm going to tell you something. Mm-hmm. Okay. And I know what you're saying is not totally wrong. So, and this is
Not totally wrong.
no,
Not saying
no,
wrong,
and
but not totally wrong.
I want to say something. Why? Because I do a lot of reading when it comes to religion, right?
Mm-hmm.
And religions, and this is like me. I'm someone who would read every day, okay, and learn every day something new. So you know what's the support? Like I'm against feminism. And I know some people, they're going to get shocked maybe because they think that I give the image of a powerful, independent, emancipated woman that knows what she wants and know what she doesn't
You can
want.
be
or
both.
whatever. Yeah, but most of the time I have the typical, like, this is how I look. But I disagree completely.
Okay.
With maybe when it started, it brought some good things, like
The
any other
intention was
thing.
good.
The intention, I don't know. That's exactly the thing. What I think that the intention is bad. So it brought some good, but the intention.
I believe that women deserve equality. But now equality doesn't mean the same thing as what people think it means.
Yeah, that's the thing. So I don't know the word in English, but there is a difference between équité, égalité.
Equality, is it equality? But okay, yeah, I get what you're saying.
So I am for équité, but I'm not for égalité because we're not égal, right? We are.
Yeah.
If you take two women, they're not égal. You understand? Because there are a lot of things that you have to take in consideration. And me, I'm someone, like I can see the difference now. Like, and I appreciate when the door of the car get open for me and someone helps me to remove my jacket and put back my jacket. Like all these things, they do not exist anymore. Why? Because women is like, oh, I want to do it all, And when it comes to the couple and who has to do what, first, we're two human beings. Each one is better in something that the other one is not. So I think that it should fluctuate. Like this is how I see the couple. And
for a perfect couple, you should be providing something that the other person cannot.
Yeah, so I am an entity. The other side is an entity. And then there is the couple, which is a third entity, right? And that third entity has 100%. And the 100% fluctuate.
Mm-hmm.
So there are some stuff that but when it comes to the role of a man and a role of a woman, because the woman is the one who gives life, like not like a get pregnant, go through
she gives birth.
labor and gives birth, right? Not by herself, because we need a man, right?
Last time I checked.
So when they say it's the mother who raised the kids, the meaning that I see myself. This is my own opinion, and I'm not saying that.
Mm-hmm.
So the mother has to have the focus on raising that baby, and the role of the father is to actually support the wife so she could raise that baby. I don't know if you get my point.
No, I get that totally.
So like the most important role that this man will play is supporting his woman So she
And
could be-
providing.
exactly, providing or anything. It's not. I'm not talking
Security, food, whatever. But because
about that.
everybody
Yeah, but
has
you know,
their
like,
duty.
that's the thing. Yeah, exactly. A kid needs his father as much as he
No,
needs
but
his mother.
I see a relationship, and I've said this multiple times on the pod. It's like a sports team. There's strikers and there's defensemen. You need both for success.
Absolutely.
Regardless of who's what.
Exactly.
If you're going to be doing attacks, somebody needs to defend. And if you're going to defend, somebody needs to attack. At the end of the day, if I'm going to go and provide and work and go and hunt, but this is the old school mentality. Now, what happened today is one person could be all.
True.
With technology and
Especially-
everything. As a man, I can adopt a kid. A woman can inseminate artificially. She can work, provide, educate. But it is what it is, the future.
Artificially- Oh my God, this
But
is
artificially
BS.
meaning
like,
that she's
well,
being
you
injected.
but say she still needs the sperm. When the sperm come
No,
the
but
sperm
I'm talking
comes
from a
man.
biological point of view. You can literally go to a sperm bank and buy it. Like, this is the evolution of human. I'm not saying it's a good thing, but
Yeah,
just think about it.
okay.
Before, we needed to grow our crops to eat. Now we just have to go to a supermarket. We don't need to be farmers anymore. We don't need to be hunters. We just need to go to a supermarket,
Yeah.
buy
A click
meat.
sometimes you don't even need.
Exactly.
So in Dubai, there is something
So-
called talabat. It comes home.
Exactly.
don't do
But it's an
shopping.
Uber Eat, whatever you want to call
Yeah.
it. No, if you take the evolution of that when it comes to the sexual reproduction, now you can literally go to a sperm bank. I want green eyes, blonde, 6'5". Here we go. Inject. Thank you very much. Goodbye. That's literally where we're going. We're going to become self-sufficient beings. Now, is it a good thing?
Never.
No, it's
ever.
already
We can-
there.
No.
It's already going
well,
there.
you can say whatever you want.
It's going
You-
there.
You know how many people are suffering? You know, most of the time what you think you see
Who
outside,
is suffering about that? Wait.
this woman that's going to procreate by herself without having someone.
I have 3 people right now that are going through the process.
And
The what? Because they didn't
did
find
they
any...
did they give, no, I'm talking
No,
about.
one
the-
is pregnant.
Yeah, okay.
One is pregnant. The 2 other one are going through the process.
So I know people with the husband that doesn't do.
No, but that's my
Oh,
point.
you know,
No, but
that's it-
that's because they're expecting him to do. That's a different story now. So that's another dangerous thing that today people... When you're in a couple,
Yes, you expect
right?
the other
you
person to
expect
do
some-
whatever.
Now, if you're alone, you have no expectations.
Or you have an expectation that you
From
are
who?
able to do it by yourself.
Again,
and
y-
then
you
you
could be
get
wrong.
into the mama.
But a lot of people could do it alone.
Pregnant mama blues.
Not
no,
to do-
it's not about. See, there is something called.
You could do it alone. Look at you. Think you're the best example. You just adopted a child
Yes.
that was 16 years old when you got her.
Yes.
Right? And you already had 3 kids.
Yes.
Is she lacking anything?
No.
Exactly my point.
Yeah,
You're
but
the perfect example.
yeah, but
you can't criticize it then.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you. I am happy.
Yes.
I am content.
Self-sufficient.
I am self-sufficient.
Yes.
I can do it all. I just put
So, okay.
the water in the car.
So why do you need a man?
And it's not about need. That's
So it's-
the
what is
thing.
it about?
It's about desire.
No,
it's
desire has
about-
nothing to do with the kids though.
No, it's no. Even
I'm like,
though
if the kids are going to be less grateful, less advantaged.
wouldn't know.
But that's what I'm saying.
you wouldn't know with or without. I saw couples where the father exists, but he does not. Right?
No, but he's not there. He
Yes,
was at war.
exactly.
Because there was periods in history that parents and fathers were gone for war and whatever, and they didn't see them for years and years and years.
Absolutely. So it's not that you cannot do it. Is it the right thing to do? Is it the right
There
thing?
is no such thing as the right thing. There's the most efficient thing.
Exactly, but is it healthy for you as a woman? Is it healthy for me?
Nothing is healthy
What is
nowadays.
better for me now is to find someone that I would share my life with, that I would share my laughter with, that I would share everything with. So, which
Would you be with a man that doesn't have kids today?
doesn't?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if he wants
To
kids.
have another one?
Yeah.
To have another? No, hell no.
But you see what I'm saying?
You know, I'm saying that. Okay, I'm saying that. But I'm an open-minded person, and life taught me that you never say never. Okay.
So you would have a fourth child.
Fifth, sixth, seventh, I don't know, because this is future. What I'm saying right now is that I'm open for a relationship,
Mm-hmm.
which it's literally nowadays it's so hard to think.
Oh yeah, it's impossible. Don't
It's
get me wrong.
impossible because and you know what, there is nothing called right or wrong, because I've met so many right men, but they were not right for me.
No, at the wrong moment.
No, I don't think
Timing is everything, I believe.
I don't think so. Because when you meet someone, I don't believe in coincidence. That's one thing. I think that everything is meant to happen somehow.
But that's the same thing.
Yeah. So
It's the same thing. Coincidence and it's supposed to happen are the exact same thing. It's the same result. You just give it a fluffy answer to it. If everything happens for a reason,
Yes.
that means nothing doesn't happen for a reason.
Nothing is a coincidence.
But that's it. But if I say
nothing is a
everything is a coincidence, comes up to the same thing. Think about it 2 seconds.
Well, I'm thinking about it.
Okay. If everything happens if everything,
It was meant to.
it was meant to be.
Yes.
That means if I would say the opposite, everything is a coincidence, it's the same thing.
It's exactly like you say the maktub. Yes, right. Because
it's the same thing.
maktub, it is once it happens, which means if it doesn't happen,
Yeah, it wasn't meant
then
to.
exactly.
Yeah, but that's just you stepping away from the responsibility of taking it. That's all.
About taking what?
No, because
The
when you say
choice?
maktub, that's not your choice.
No, that's what
it
I'm
was
saying.
somebody else's choice.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
What do you say?
I say in the maktub can only be a maktub when it is written. It happens.
Yeah, but nobody
Because
reads the
before
book.
that, it's not. You cannot call it maktub because it's not written. It didn't happen. If it didn't happen, it's not maktub anymore.
Yeah, but if it didn't happen, it could not be maktub.
Yeah, you're saying it literally because you think that, it was written.
No, because it's like a transcript.
gets
It's like a
written.
transcript. It's like a transcript.
It's only when it happens.
Yeah, but that's logical.
That's exactly what
But
I'm
that's
saying.
everything. I cannot witness something that did not happen. You only witness it while it happens.
Exactly.
Okay, but when it happens, it doesn't necessarily have a meaning. You just witnessed it.
It
I
happens.
witnessed somebody cross the street that it happened, but it doesn't have a meaning? No.
Yeah, well, yes, definitely there is a meaning.
Meaning to what?
He just passed the street.
And what's the meaning to that?
Going from A to B?
For them, and not for me.
Oh, okay.
But
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. The one that's witnessing it. That's the difference. And again, we're trying to give validation or value to the most basic. I see a bird fly in the sky, and they're like, "Oh, that's a sign." Right? Some people do. There was generations and tribes that looked at the sky, the animals, the stars, and trying to find explanation of what's going on in their lives through other people's situations.
Yes.
Right? And they would say it was written. Everything happens for a reason.
Which is true. You
True,
don't
but at
believe?
the same time, it's not true.
Because everything is perception.
Yeah,
Exactly.
because if
so for
everything
you, if you
happens,
believe that when a bird, when you see a black crow wherever, it's a sign of something bad. Probably something bad was about to happen or will happen.
but if I
anyways.
decide that the black crow is a good sign, what happens then?
So it's something good is gonna happen because you're
Okay.
gonna just
Perception.
relate. Exactly.
Okay.
So whatever you believe in.
But that's the thing. Now you're trying to debate if the cup is half full or half empty. I'm just trying to debate that
it's
there's...
full, completely full.
No, I'm
because
debating that there is a
and
cup.
there is water.
I'm actually debating that there is a cup. You can put whatever you want in it.
Absolutely.
That's my point here.
And it could be completely full, not only half,
Could be
right?
full, empty, 3/4, half, whatever you want, hot,
Actually,
cold,
I
whatever.
like the cup.
Yeah.
The marble effect, right?
Everybody loves it.
Yeah.
But my point being is, at the end of the day, the only thing you cannot debate is it's a cup. It's a mug. Whatever you put in it, it's whatever you want. If something bad happens and you're like, oh, it's karma. Or you could say, because I'm being put under a challenge for something greater to
Absolutely.
happen.
That's the beauty of it.
At the end of the day, you can do whatever you want.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's your strength. The way you see it.
Visualize it the way you put it out there.
The way you actually filter it, the way you absorb it. It's all,
But at the end, it's all a question of how you perceive your
Yeah.
reality.
so is it coincidence? It's whatever you want it to be.
But it's not a question of coincidence or not. It's a question of what you want to do or make of it or not.
Exactly. So the word
You lose your
coincidence-
job
Yes.
tomorrow, right? It's something that's out of your control. Now you have the choice to dwell about it and cry,
Yes.
or
Look for
like
something
this
else.
is another challenge. Let's find something else.
Exactly.
It's still the same situation.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
So for those
So come
who
to tell me
wants-
maktub or to tell me that it's
No, I said when I said a maktub, you took it.
No, but you said everything happens
all
for a
the
reason.
Arabs, well, that's what I believe.
yeah. But what does that mean? If
You just- okay.
everything happens for a reason,
Yes.
what does that mean?
It means that wherever you don't see, it doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. It just means that you didn't see it.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah, but it's still
So for you, what is the reason behind it? You just don't know.
not everything needs to have a reason.
Why?
What do you mean why?
Why?
It's
not
like me
everything
playing a
has to
deck
have-
of cards and me turning an 8. And what's the reason behind the 8? It's because there was 52 cards in the deck and it was probabilities and that came out.
Okay, but
That's
it happened.
Yeah,
It
now
happened
what do
for-
I do about the 8 is where it's more important here. Now, what's the purpose of the 8? I don't care.
That's exactly why you don't care, because it's you who doesn't care. The other opponent, for example, he's waiting for that aid to be pulled.
but by all
You know what I
means.
mean?
But that's my-
So
but-
that's what I'm saying. It's whatever you make of it.
Yeah.
So the coincidence for you is something.
But what's the definition
Very-
of coincidence for you?
It's something that you don't control.
It's
or
probabilities.
What?
Well, you do control, regardless of how you put it.
No,
Because
you
it's a
don't
question of-
control. You just told me, like,
But it's a probabilities. Yeah, but you say yourself, what are the probabilities of a bird crossing the sky are higher than a burning plane? Those are probabilities. Now, if I see a burning plane, what's the message behind it is a different story. This is how you talk. Life is literally like a deck of cards. There's 52 cards, and you know your probabilities. And then you play through them.
your probabilities.
Of course you do. What are the probabilities that tomorrow you crossing
What
the street?
can
and
you
hitting-
control and what can?
I didn't say you can control. You can't control probabilities.
That's
I
exact-
rolled a dice, 1 out of 6. Probabilities are 1 chance out of 6 on every
Absolutely.
side. I cannot control nothing.
Absolutely, but the
I can just
outcome-
control the rolling of the dice.
Yes.
Meaning me leaving my apartment, me going to work, me changing careers, me having three.
Absolutely. So you
that-
don't have that much control.
Of course you don't have
Okay.
it. Nobody has
So we
control.
agree.
No, but that's what I'm saying. But the fact that a lot of people put out there, everything happens for a reason, is the most, for me, and again,
Yeah.
with all due respect,
No, it's
is the
fine.
most emptiest hope phrase out there.
It's not. It has nothing to do about hope, and I don't even see like everything
So what do you
happens for a
say?
reason.
Yeah, what is it?
What does it mean
for you?
Everything happened for a reason. I just need to think about it myself.
Yeah, and
What
it
it
gives you
means
what?
to me.
But what does it give you?
It depends.
Okay,
What am I looking for?
okay, no, fair enough.
You know, like what am I looking? Because I do believe in tricking my mind, and I believe in that power.
That's what we
myself.
do a lot.
Huh?
That's what we do a lot.
Exactly. So I have the control somehow. You know,
Yeah, it's called,
the way I
verbalization,
say,
visualization.
yeah, the way I say it, I think there are some stuff external that we cannot control. We can always control how
You
we
can
react to
condition.
them,
You can condition yourself.
how to react to them.
You can
to
condition
whatever.
yourself in anything you want. You can condition yourself and say that you're the most beautiful person out there. You're the most. Again, you can condition yourself to believe anything you want.
Yes, because we see people have to call me a dick. Sorry.
But
I
it's okay.
identify as.
No, but that's
Sorry
what I'm
for the
saying.
word.
You can
Usually I
condition-
don't use this word, but
But you
it's
can
just
condition
aberrant.
yourself. No, but again,
And I have no problem with anybody coming and tell me today I identify as I don't know, man, balls. You know what I mean? And I swear to God, I have no problem. This is him. It's his freaking problem.
I don't have
It
a
doesn't
problem
change.
with that.
Yeah,
You can identify as
but
whatever
to
you
come
want.
and impose it
Pose
on me, and I have to call you Mr. Balls. You know, I can't. I am free as much as you are. You are free to think who.
But that's the issue in now today's society, where self-reflection is more important than a group.
It's disgusting, to be
'Cause-
honest. And this is one of the reasons that I don't want to stay here anymore. It's this
Yeah, but
hypocrisy.
that's the thing. But there's other places where it's the opposite. We evolved to this situation, and again, I'm not saying
No,
this
we
is better
got
than.
we got to when we came. It wasn't like that. I remember
For sure, but it wasn't
and
perfect
we
neither.
learned from being very close-minded.
That's me. I have to stop my fast. But anyway, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, we're eating.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to say, we came from an extreme and we learned how to moderate and become very open-minded, and now I'm finding myself in another extreme. I'm being in the same
Yeah,
freaking
yeah.
extreme that we like left. I'm living it right now, and they treat other people from like they a third world country or an undeveloped country. It's the same shit. Just at least don't be hypocrite about it.
But that's what we
Don't
are. We're the biggest
insult
hypocrites.
Yeah, why?
Well, because we need to justify our existence and our validation and the fact that whatever we're doing is better than others.
I mean, being told, how, like, I need your support for the Conservative Party. I voted for the Liberals, right? And now I freaking regret because, when you vote, what? You're going to see some stuff. This is worse than the other one. So you're going to probably.
The lesser evil.
Yes, exactly. And then the second you voted and you see he's like off track completely.
Yeah, because
and
now
then
he
you
has the power.
regret.
But now he has the power.
Exactly. And then
Yeah,
you
yeah.
regret. And I have no shame of saying, I made a mistake and I regret whatever. It's not like, a double standards or whatever. I was pro this and then I change. No, I'm not stupid. It's not set in stones. I learn, I evolve. I am able to say I was wrong, or I have more information now because I see them. Same shit, conservative. Usually if we don't, I'm gonna go and vote for the least one that, I'm just not, because it's a right and it's an obligation to vote.
It's not an obligation, but it's
Well,
a right.
c'est un droit et une obligation aussi. It's like, it's
Not everybody votes. I think last vote were like at what, 42%.
yeah,
That's
but
less
I'm
than
not
one out
giving
of
to
two.
either or. It's like always we have to choose between
But
the two
democracy's
big one.
dead. But democracy's
Yeah,
dead.
it's not,
Again.
did it really exist?
Yes, it did. Well, when it was created in Greece, ancient Greece, and when
Oh, okay,
Socrates
thank you.
said it, you put the best.
Yeah, and
people
women were
in-
allowed to vote that time? Nope. They were not even, so there is no democracy. Sorry. They're not that evolved.
No, but okay, fair enough. You can criticize. Yeah, I agree on that point. Yes, every society, like whatever. But when democracy was founded, Socrates said it best. Democracy will always be at its peak as long as you put the best people in the best roles. Because now what's going on is you can have the Ministry of Education, and the guy that's the Ministry of Education is a lawyer. What does he have to do with education? You can go into the health department and it's somebody that's an investor. What does that have to do with anything? You have to put the best people in the department, chefs of that department. And the problem is now it's all about lobbyism, charisma, and who you know. And because of that, democracy's dead.
I mean, politics, it's just a fléau, un vrai fléau. I swear to God, because I know people, they were like, okay. And I was so disappointed last week, when they're like, I know that person when they started when they wanted to go, like, I've been asked twice to run for MPP in Vanier and Orleans because I speak French, obviously, and I'm an immigrant, and
Yeah, you're
so
la totale.
and you know what? It's not appealing because like I'm an Amazigh and I mean it. Like this is I feel it through my veins, which is a free human being. L'homme
what it
libre
means.
with a big H, right?
Yeah.
So and I'm not able to just like go into that
And that funnel.
dirty game, okay? And I can't. I speak my mind. I am very straightforward. I'm not, I don't go into conflicts. I'm not someone who would like just impose my point of view. And I don't like it, actually. I don't want you to think like me. I just want you to think with your own brain. I don't want you, if I'm against those people who indoctrinate, I don't want to be one like them. I just want you.
You want to be
I
part
give
of
you
the solution,
information.
not the problem.
Exactly. So once the people, they vote for me because I have their heart, like their issues at heart, and then the second I'm in there, I'm fearless. I don't.
But some would debate that actually people like you should be the ones that actually go more for politics because your
I would
heart
be
is in the right
lying
place.
to myself because I know that I'm not gonna be allowed to be there. I'm not gonna make it.
No, I agree.
Because they will not accept
But maybe you
me.
can do the change from the inside.
They will. There is nothing, especially within that. So I do believe in change by one at the time. Like I change myself. I help on changing my kids or raising those kids. This is how I think I contribute to the society or to the country or whatever. I do believe in that. If you, me, her, everybody goes and change themselves first. This is what I say about Algeria, by the way. And I got into so many debates because everybody talks about, like everybody criticizes the government and government is not good and they're all corrupted. Same shit there. Same shit. And whomever wants to come to me, no, there is democracy and we like to be transparent. BS big time. And maybe 99% of the people go and look to LCN and TVA. And even when they hear a word they do not understand, they're not even able to go and pick up their phone and Google that word to understand better, and because it concerns them,
So in conclusion,
Yeah,
we're
in
fucked.
conclusion. No, it's not that we're fucked. I guess I decided, I read something that changed my life. Okay, that like it was a changing moment in my life. Yesterday, I was smart. I wanted to change the world, and that was me. Today, I'm wise. I will change myself. I think one step at a time. If I
Well said.
I swear to God, this is what I do. And even with my kids. And I believe that people, it's not being selfish. I'm a mom and I love those kids, but I don't love them because they are mine. I love them because they're a human being. And I tell them, they're like, oh, they know I can't love them equally. It's not normal when a parent is like, oh no, I like them. BS again, because you know what? There is 50% who I am, and 50% is my environment. That's what makes it a whole. So
Nurture
if
versus nature.
Exactly. Ayub, Amelia, Miel, everybody has a personality. And it's up to them. Why do I like them? I like this one more in this particular thing, and I like this one more. And this one is more responsible.
You love them differently.
Exactly. And it can't be the same. It's a big lie. I would lie to myself. I was like, but everybody has his own spot in my heart. And not because they are my kids, but because they are who they are. I think I can have a sister that I did not interact with, and I don't want to hear anything. And you can tell me, oh, blood. I don't give a fly, because I have friends who are closer than family. And you know that.
Yeah. You don't pick your family, you pick your friends.
Thank you. So for me, a human being comes first. And then you can say, oh, this is my colleague and this is my sister. I didn't pick her. But I have to actually, accept the fact that she is, for example, or he is my brother, or the same thing with my son. My son does a mistake, I will say it, you did a mistake. And I will not hide. And there is a lot of parents who are like, oh my God, no matter what my father used to say that. Like, whatever I say, like you said.
Because I say so.
Exactly. No, I don't agree. Not anymore. I can't see something bad happening and just say yes because I want to make you happy and you're going to people pleaser. Not anymore.
It's always a pleasure.
Thank you. We left from, we talked about.
And there was a subject I wanted to talk about. We never got the chance.
Oh,
We never got
I have
the
to
chance.
come back, but not in 3 years.
No. Sooner than later.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Oh, it was my pleasure. Oh my God.
And on that note.